Welcome to round one of the Rotax MiniMax Championship of Central and Eastern Europe, and it's 2014 here in Jesolo in Italy, and we have ahead of us the 10-lap pre-final for these drivers that are aged between 9 and 14 years of age, using the Mojo D1 tyres, and these karts are 13.5 horsepower, so double the power of the Micromax kart, so it is the next step. You'll see that the karts have actually got wet tyres on here, so you've guessed it, they've woken up to not quite the weather conditions they were hoping for. So it is a little bit wet out there, and they're getting ready to take the start, and through they go. And in pole position we have Szymon Urbaniak, and he's looking to make that count. And we've got, there's someone way off into the grass, and two of them have spun. Not the start they were hoping for. A fairly chaotic first corner there, but hopefully everybody's been able to rejoin. We'll have to wait and see what happens there, as our leader is currently kart 403, is it? Yep, 403, Szymon Urbaniak, but he's not getting his own way. In fact, he's being put under pressure there. I think that's kart 408, which is Lucas Donner. And in fact, they're battling so hard, that's become a 3-kart battle already. So see, they're having to make sure that they can take the grippiest line possible. They may have the treaded tyres for the wet conditions, but it doesn't mean they've overcome all of those. They're overcome. And we've got a challenge there for second place. I think that was. And we have another spinner there. Unfortunately, I think that was. Is that 488? I think that was Piotr Wisnicki, but I couldn't quite see clear enough. It appears on that first corner that all those karts that span on the first bend were able to get going again, so they'll be relieved about that. And just trying to, yes, it did look like it was 488 Piotr Wisnicki, but he's going to be looking to fight his way back up through the field there. After running in third, he's going to be very disappointed. He tried to make that move into the right-hander. I think he possibly a mixture of took just that little bit too much speed into the corner, and maybe even clipped the kart in front of Lucas Donner. But our leader is just sliding his karts through the tricky corners, but totally in control. Can't fault him. He's well and truly in control, and he's got the fastest lap of the race so far on that first lap. Hardly surprising with him there in the lead. But Lucas Donner is desperately trying to not let him get away. Szymon has pulled out a bit of a lead there. He's looking over his shoulder, so he still feels he needs to be aware as they complete their second lap. And Szymon Urbaniak has gone that little bit quicker, 105.9. Remember, this is the pre-final. That not only is it the points that are available in this pre-final, but also this determines the starting positions for the grand final, where there's even more points available. And we've got a side-by-side there. And for third and fourth position, which is 419 Niktas Bekieris and 421 Skórzmark. And our leader just bouncing, trying to make sure he can get that power down as best he can. I'm pretty certain that was a deliberate move, because I've not seen that this track is particularly bumpy. And we've still got side by side 421 Skórzmark trying to make the move on 419 Niktas Bekieris. Couldn't see whether he made it. I think he will have done, because the next corner was a right-hander, so he would have been on the inside line. So I wouldn't mind betting that we see that Skórzmark 421 will have got past Niktas Bekieris for that third position. But waiting for them to come across. Yes, he has. Skórzmark 421 is up into third position. I don't think that's the last we're going to see of that battle. Remember, this is a 10-lap race, and we've completed 3 of them so far, and our leader's just getting faster and faster. These aren't the conditions that they were able to compete in the heats, etc. yesterday, so they're having to find their way around this circuit here in Jesolo. This is the Pista di Azzurra, just north of Venice. Not the conditions that the weather conditions would expect for such a beautiful tourist resort, but these guys are going to be enjoying. We got a move being made there. I think I couldn't quite see who that was then. Was that the ongoing battle with 419 Niktas Bekieris? I think it may have been. obviously the other one to keep an eye on is 488 Pietro Wisnicki, where we saw him have that spin as he tried to make that move. He is currently running in 6th position, so he's gradually edging his way up, and in fact he's up to 5th position, so he is already making his move up through the grid. How high is he going to be able to go? He's running in a 105.4, so he's nearly 2 seconds a lap slower at the moment to Szymon Urbaniak, but of course Szymon's not having to battle through these other drivers, whereas Pietro Wisnicki is having to catch up and overtake the karts in front of him. So he's not going to be necessarily at his fastest yet, but he's clearly still making the moves. And in fact, that was him in the middle of that group there, I believe, in the green and white kart. I think that was 488 Pietro Wisnicki. As we have completed 4 laps, and our leader put in a 103.8. So he's getting faster and faster, really enjoying his conditions. He's just under 1.5 seconds ahead of Lucas Dunet, who's running in 2nd at the moment. Just pulling away a little bit further. No retirements at the moment, so that's good, considering we saw one very wide into the gravel on that first corner, and 2 of them facing the wrong way, but everybody's managed to keep going at the moment. As our leader takes a very wide line there. Obviously when it's wet conditions the lines are different. If we got 488 Pietro Wisnicki, he's still trying to make that move. On 419 Niktas Bekieris, he's trying to move himself up to 4th position. And but not only is he having to focus on the kart in front, Niktas Bekieris, but he's having to be aware of 455 Andrzej Duchak, who is just behind him. See, the leader is pulling further away. 3.5, 102.8 he put in there. He is 2 seconds a lap faster than everybody at the moment. And we've got the side-by-side again there. Didn't flicked away before I was able to see the karts. I wouldn't mind betting that is still Pietro Wisnicki looking to edge himself back up through the field, make up for that spin early in the race. I think that was on the 2nd lap, I believe, from memory, that he made that spin. It's all going so quick that 6 laps completed already. And our leader is now 5.9, 102.4. He's sort of almost knocking a second a lap off of his fastest times. Look at that, 3 abreast on the exit of that corner. That was outstanding. I think that was 422, which is Kurmutzi Balash. Didn't quite get the result he was looking for, as he was on the outside line there. So was he already trying to make that move, or has he actually just lost another position? I think that we'll find that he was actually trying to make that move, because as he came across the line he was only 0.081 behind Andrzej Duchak, as our leader comes through to complete the 7th of these 10 laps, so 3 laps left to go. 101.4, he's taken another second off. This is an absolute masterclass in these conditions by Szymon Urbaniak. Wow, what an incredible performance. 8 seconds ahead of 2nd place Lucas Dunet, who's putting in 103s himself. So times that cannot be sniffed at by any stretch. Interestingly, you've then got Pietro Wisnicki put in a 101.8, so only 0.4 seconds 0.4 of a second slower than our leader, but about 2 seconds a lap quicker than the karts in front of him, and he was only 3.394 behind the 3rd place Skórzmark. So he's going to be looking to close in, and he was only 0.34 behind him last time round. So I suspect that we're going to see Pietro Wisnicki taking that 3rd position, although, as they say, catching's one thing, overtaking's another. There's 455, that's Andrzej Duchak. So I think we saw that Pietro Wisnicki has taken Skórzmark, which would mean his next target will be Lucas Dunet, the 2nd place kart. Just waiting for those guys to come across the line. Our leader's gone faster again, 101.267, not taking quite so much off of his time each time round. Pietro Wisnicki is in 3rd position now. 3.29 seconds behind the 2nd place Lucas Dunet, and probably only about half a second quicker there, and only 2 laps left to go. I can't see that. Surely he's not going to be able to catch that 2nd position. He'd need to pull some rabbit out of the bag on this penultimate and last lap. Our leader just effortlessly, not even needing to look behind anymore, which is going to make a difference on his lap times. He's under no pressure, just pulling away, 9.6 seconds ahead of second place Lucas Donaire that last time round. So the big story here is going to be third place Pietro Wisnicki. He's going to be devastated that he spun then, but his best time is a 101.8 compared to a 101.2 for Szymon Urbaniak. So still, not showing. Oh, and I stand corrected. That is incredible. Pietro Wisnicki has just put in a 1.100.3. So he's over a second faster that lap. And here we go, he's made that move. He's managed to take Lucas Donaire for that second position, and School's markers followed him to close in on Lucas Donaire. So on the penultimate lap, in fact, no, sorry, they're on their last lap now. Wow, I've been so focused on everything that's going on, I'd lost track that they are on their last lap. Pietro Wisnicki has moved himself all the way up to second place after that spin with an absolutely blinding fastest lap there. A 1 minute dead, 0.335. Unbelievable. And our leader comes through. Szymon Urbaniak takes the checkered flag, takes the win. Got to be happy with that. And he goes down to a 100.440. So the track conditions appear to have been improving as they went through there. Waiting for our second place. There it is. And he not only took it, but he moved away. It was Pietro Wisnicki. Third place was Lucas Donaire. And in fourth position, 421 Skolzmark. Great contest between those three throughout, but what would Pietro Wisnicki have done if he was right up there? It really was an outstanding performance by our leader to manage to pull that, but really we cannot underestimate what a blinding job was done there by Pietro Wisnicki. Fifth place was 455 Andrzej Duzak. Sixth was 422, which is Kamutsi Balash. Seventh is 409 Matus Kapric, and then it's 419 Niktas Bekieres. In 9th was 424 Nick Prunk, and in 10th was 423 Kuramutsi Gargo. Great pre-final there. I think we can look forward to the final for these guys.